probably the best they've looked as well for a few seasons now with Haaland up top.
Yeah, they were just far too good for Sevilla. For a team that's struggling, you know, in La Liga, only 1 point from 12. That's your worst nightmare, City coming to town. And with all the firepower that they have, I mean, it was 4, but if they felt like it, it probably could have been a lot more. And I think they'll be delighted just that the game's over. I thought Akanji, you know, he didn't have much to do, but I thought he played well as well.
Feels routine, doesn't it? Which is exactly what you want at this stage in this competition.
Yeah, but it's only routine if you approach the game right. And I think we've all been there with our teams where you're expected to get results, especially in Europe, and you go somewhere and all of a sudden you don't apply yourself right and you can come unstuck. Whereas tonight, a very professional performance, focused, and they know what they got to do. What the job was in hand before that, and they went out there and executed perfectly.
OK, well, it wasn't perfect from the Premier League teams this evening. Elsewhere, Chelsea were beaten away from home once again. 3rd successive defeat away from Stamford Bridge. And we will reflect on that as well as on this game and all the other action on... Welcome back, the assist maker and the goal scorer. There they are, Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland, 2 men who more than played their part this evening in Manchester City's convincing win in Sevilla. As you can see, we're at the touchscreen. So let's get straight into it. Look, we know what Erling Haaland does. I'm interested in how he does it. In this first goal, as a non-footballer, how do the defenders not see the danger, go with him, stop him doing what he needs to do?
Go on, I'll let you talk. I'll play it for you. I'll let you run on it and you can talk us through the first bit from the striker's point of view.
Well, I think he knows this is coming here. You know, you see De Bruyne pointed, everything's choreographed, and I think he's just in position he needs to be. The problem is the defenders are never where they should be. I mean,
I think I'll take you back to that point that Owen just mentioned there. Look, he's telling the man on there, will get the ball wide, because he knows that if he gets the ball wide, that corridor comes open because this defender creeps a little bit out there. It's like Owen said, I think this is completely choreographed. They must work on it.
You're thinking then about Haaland, De Bruyne, at this point?
He's aware that someone should be in there. Phil's aware that the ball comes to him. He knows the ball needs to go down the line. It happens. Kevin knows if the ball goes down the line, someone should be in the middle of the goals. And 9 times out of 10, it's Haaland.
But it's even here. The ball gets played down the line here. These 3 defenders should be in control of this situation right now.
Yeah.
And not one of them does anything to affect Haaland or De Bruyne on the ball.
Well, I mean, you guys, you would run back.
Yeah, the first centre-half has to cover the front post.
This centre-half has to be covering this the ball coming across here.
His job isn't to mark anyone, it's to cover that space so the ball doesn't go across there. And then the middle guy is to pick up one, and obviously the back guy is supposed to pick up the other. But
Jolien was good at, I'll show you what Jolien was good at in this situation, what Jolien does here in this situation, which I think is needed for these defenders to have any chance against Haaland. I think Jolien bounces. He gets his body against Haaland, doesn't let him have him. If you watch this run here, it's a completely free run. No one touches him.
And that's the thing, Haaland's timing is off the speed of the ball and Kevin's cross, so you only have to bump him half a yard, and then it fixes all his timings off. He can't get there. He's not able to reach and get that ball if he just bumps him. But
teams are going to have to start bumping him, aren't they?
100%. That's the way you've got to mark him. You can't always stop him. You're never always going to prevent him from scoring, but you have to be in contact.
You've got to affect the striker's rhythm. Yeah. He's route to goal at the moment. All of his goals at the moment, I think it's 10 now out of 11 goals are one touch.
Yeah.
And they're almost all within the width of the 6-yard box. And a lot of those moments, he's not even getting touched by anybody.
So you only stop him by fouling him, is that?
Not foul. You've got to just put your body against somebody.
Just adjust his timing.
Yeah, and then
they adjust his run, which affects Kevin De Bruyne's ball in the weight. And
exactly. And then his steps are not as like, the composure moves a little bit maybe as well. But
wait, can you just run that back for a sec? You know, look, this is what I don't think he gets enough credit for. Look at his awareness. People think he's just a finisher. Watch how many times he checks his shoulder.
There's your man we're looking at.
It's fantastic. His awareness of the position where he is. Look, once, twice, and he knows then I'm in a pocket and then I'm off. And then you're not going to catch him. So I think we talk about his finishing, and then he peels off at the back. You know, he knows it's coming there. He feels it. You know, OK, he's lucky it falls to him. Yeah. But he has a feel for where the moment is going to be at the right time. That's I think Johnny mentioned before that you can't really teach that.
No, you can't teach to stand there every time. You can't be lucky every time.
No.
He's obviously has a natural instinct of where the ball could be, and you see in other positions, Kevin De Bruyne knows where to receive it, and defenders know where to be to clear it sometimes, but him in front of goal just has a natural ability of smelling the danger, and he's like a magnet.
He is like a sniffer dog when it comes to opportunity. He's just there. He just has an understanding of where the ball may drop. He keeps himself onside. He's looking at his teammates, understands their emotions and their movements and their habits, and he's picked that up so quickly in a Man City shirt.
And listen, I fully am aware that this might be us getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but we're already looking at how many goals he might get this season. So this shows you, since the Premier League has been around, the players in English football who've scored the most number of goals in all competitions. And you can see there, like, goals per game. I mean, he's got a long way to go, but 1.5 goals per game is an incredible record. The question is he a guy that can keep it up?
I think he can keep up the ratio. I just don't know if he's going to get the games because, like I've said numerous times, when it comes to the second half of the season and the league potentially is not as important due to being wrapped up and there's semi-finals of Champions League, he may be rested for them games. We've seen today he came off after 60 minutes. Yeah, he's not going to score a hat-trick in every hour of every game, but he came off on 2 goals. Does he score more if he stays on? 100%, but Pep's thinking the next game, this game's done.
I think one thing he's got in his favour is the World Cup.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to the World Cup, I don't think, is he? His country didn't qualify. So he's going to, in his mind, I think he'll be thinking, coming out of the World Cup, I'm rested. I surely have to play more minutes. And I've got a better opportunity now of getting more opportunities and goals. I would say that would be definitely one thing in his favour, getting to them numbers we're talking about.
It's 40. I mean, it's 40 plus, isn't it? It's, as it stands, 12 first week of September.
Mad.
It has to be 40 plus.
OK.
Rio doesn't think so.
Let's do something that football fans can replay time and time again in about 7 months. How many goals this season for Erling Haaland?
I reckon he gets 41.
OK. That's very specific.
Yeah. 40s.
40s?
Mid-40s.
49 or 41?
I'm going to say early 40s.
Yeah, 45, I think. 44.
So he takes the record then, goes over that's the record.
In all comps, we mean, yeah?
Yeah, in all comps.
Yeah. I think he breaks a Prem one, and I think he gets 44.
He breaks, 45. So plus 35 in the Premier League.
I think he's getting 30 plus.
I think he gets 30 plus Premier League.
Wow. OK, right, let's get some reaction from this evening. Here is Kevin De Bruyne and Emmanuel made his debut tonight, Manuel Akanji. They're both talking to Jules.
Kevin, Manuel, congratulations. First Champions League game, first win. You must be happy with that, Kevin.
Well, obviously, it's a very nice stadium to come to. The crowd is on it, but obviously, first away game is very important. You know, you have to set a tone, and I think we did that today. So obviously, I think a good performance, a good victory, and it's nice to start it.
Manuel, a clean sheet on your debut for Manchester City. How much did you enjoy it out there?
A lot. It's my first game here. The guys supported me really well, so they made it pretty easy for me. I'm happy for that. It was an intense away game, but I'm happy we could have kept a clean sheet and obviously the 3 points.
Has it helped you settle in as well, having your former Dortmund teammate Erling Haaland in the squad?
Yeah, of course. He texted me before I came here. And obviously when Manchester City calls you, I didn't have to think twice. And he only told me good things about this club. And I'm happy I made the decision and the club wanted me.
Goal, Haaland, assist, Kevin De Bruyne. That's something we've heard already 3 times this season. Once tonight, of course. How many more times are we going to hear that, Kevin?
I don't know. You know, I try to do my job and, you know, make the right movements and try to create as many chances as I can, and I know one way or another Erling is going to be there, and for the moment he's scoring the goals, so obviously it helps us win games, and it's pretty good. I think for him it's a perfect start.
Does it make it easier for you knowing that he's 9 times out of 10 going to be in the box ready to score?
Sometimes, obviously, I think the way he adapted to us is really good. But I think, obviously, outside the goal scoring, there's still another part in the game, and I think that part is maybe more tough to adapt to. But makes it more exciting that if he can adjust to the way we play there, then the level's going to go up, and that's what we demand for him. But obviously, if you score that much, you can get away with a little bit more. But I think he knows, and we know we can still do better. But that's only positive, obviously.
Well played, both of those men this evening. Look, he's a player that arrives with pedigree and experience, Manuel Akanji, but it's still a debut for a new club in the Champions League. What did you make of it?
I thought he was very, very confident. It shows that he's had lots of experience at this level at his previous clubs, and huge signing from Pep Guardiola. A man of his experience in the Champions League, in a good footballing league, who's played particularly well for that. He's played international football as well, And it didn't surprise me that he comes in here, it looks like, fits like a glove, not a problem. And he'll be called upon many times this season, I'm sure, and I'm sure he'll produce performances like that. Where we spoke about it, as if defenders, when they come into these situations, you don't want to be
unnoticed,
name-checked all the time. You want to go through the game with just smooth, without being called, and he's done that today very well.
100% I echo everything Rio said. I think if he's coming to a game and he looks comfortable, it looks like he understands the system, but didn't mention his name, didn't make any wrong decisions. He was in the right place at the right time, and they're the kind of performances you want as a centre-half. You don't want to have to be making last-ditch tackles all the time. If you can get through the game and just be comfortable in your surroundings, then he looks like he's a great signing.
Very good. Well, pretty much a perfect night tonight for Manchester City. The same can't be said of every British club in the Champions League this evening. In fact, it was a particular